the being that I am is changing every minute, every day. And so I was like, yeah, but how can I actually stay and continue this project when I'm changing all the time and when my ideas are changing all the time and everything? So a part of this challenge to, yeah, actually do it and just do it, and then let's see what comes up. So let's do it. Hey friends! The idea for this video just came up like 5 minutes ago, and so here I am, executing, creating, because that's exactly what it's all about. A challenge I set myself to just create and not consume for the next 3 days. Consume what is forbidden for me to consume. So first of all, Instagram, because that's my biggest flaw of consumption. Instagram is forbidden, YouTube is forbidden, podcasts are forbidden, news and television, but I don't watch that anyway. Yeah, I will take you with me on these 3 days. In the periphery of my creative outlet is creating a little trailer, a little video that gives the feeling of the work I'm doing. There's like a specific workshop that I'm offering. It's about the exploration of the chakras. And it's like half an hour after I started this project. Yeah. And I wrote down the rough script of the video. I already failed, I have to say, I have to be honest, I already failed. It's like, I don't know, like 2 hours after I started this experiment, and I've been on Instagram accidentally. It's like this, you know, you have like this natural automatic mechanisms of your hand being on your phone and just opening apps without you really thinking, but it just happened. But it's okay, as this is an experiment. It's also just an observation of my consumption behavior and rush of energy, and there's like so much like fiery energy inside of me, and kind of like to cope that I would go to my phone and just distract myself. And so now, as I'm doing this experiment, I'm just like, I cannot go on my phone, I cannot go watch Instagram and distract myself. I'm now here and with this feeling and with like this a little bit like overwhelming energy. It feels like I have so much time now. There is like me not being able to distract myself with anything. I feel a bit like being pulled back into the time of my parents, like 1980 or something, where you don't have a phone and you're just existing in the present moment and not like in another timeline now, not like this constant input of information. I feel a bit like, wow, I'm bored. I'm like, what do I do now? No, like it's like this emptiness. There's like this void. Friends, I have to admit, I've been scrolling on Instagram and I haven't been creating. Having a small identity crisis this morning. Brings up a lot of questions, brings up a lot of some realizations, and I'm gonna continue creating. I was just in my lappy toppy, and now I'm going to my sewing machine and sewing some bags that I'm doing. Contemplate a little bit more about identity and Who am I? And I think so often we identify ourselves through the things we are doing, like saying, yeah, I'm a facilitator, I'm a designer, I'm an entrepreneur, I am, I don't know, I'm a art teacher. It's so confusing, it's not going into my mind because I am so much more, because I am everything. Like anti-feelings against boxes and frames and kind of like limitations, even though I know that it has also definitely positive aspects. I think it's also quite difficult or quite, yeah, challenging to not go on the phone or anything because I'm currently alone since yesterday and tomorrow as well. And I also haven't talked to anyone since yesterday, and I think that's a like the need for feeling a connection in a way. And I haven't like called any friend or anything, and so this is, I feel social media, I feel really charged, I feel really charged. I'm very energized actually. Now my earplugs are empty battery, I have to recharge them. That's very sad. That's very, very sad. That's so sad. My win list for each day. There's a really nice German word, it's called Anerkennung. You gotta look it up, what's in English, I don't know the English word right now, but it's a really nice list, and it's a really nice way to appreciate, appreciation list. It is. The thing about this list is that you can appreciate yourself for anything, even though it's not yet your reality. So I could even appreciate myself and write it down, like I appreciate myself for earning 500 euros today, even though I didn't do this. It's like this funny mind game and this funny manifestation tool thing to just appreciate yourself for anything and everything you want, even though it's not yet your current 3D reality. Again, but now today I'm filming, so does it matter? No, it doesn't. I didn't film yesterday, I had quite a good reason. I was super emotionally overwhelmed because I got very bad news concerning my car. And so my van I was living in the last year is it's like my little baby, and it's like my little baby went to the checkup, and the checkup said that my little baby is very sick. Here I am today, and I'm proud that I am here today and that I film it anyway. And I think that's actually also one of my main learnings from the 3 days, that I wasn't shaming myself to not doing it, to not consuming, but to actually be proud of myself because I changed my focus to creating. And while I was also consuming, I couldn't fully stop 100% not consuming because of many reasons. And of course I could say, yeah, that's just excuses. But instead of shaming myself for that, I actually feel very compassionate. And it's such a beautiful shift in energy, because I was very used to shaming myself of not doing things, even though I said I'm gonna do them. And so for the last 3 days, I was just very compassionate with myself. And so I feel very compassionate with all these parts within myself that have been showing up over the last 3 days, and with the parts of me that still have focused on creating. And maybe you feel the same, like shaming yourself of doing things, of not doing things you want to do, or focusing on the negative and then feeling small and just making yourself bad. Maybe that's an invitation for you to be compassionate to yourself and to all the parts that are there. Energy, where your focus goes, the energy flows. So I'm focusing on creating and not consuming. I hope to see you in the next video. I'm looking forward. Goodbye.